Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So in this beautiful video, what my beautiful spirit team wants to bring forward is relationships. So as I was editing a video yesterday, this information was coming through really strongly. And what they wanted me to share here is that when I've had two main relationships, I'm talking about with romantic partners, the relationships, because relationships, of course, we have with our parents, with our children, but I'm talking about romantic relationships. So what was coming through really strongly is that I've had two main relationships with partners in this lifetime. And with the first one, I thought he was the one. I thought that he was the one that completes me and all that stuff that you learn about, relationships when you're younger, of what relationships really are, your knight in shining armor that's going to come and save you and all of that. I had all these thoughts about this relationship, and I honestly thought he was the one. I adored him, but I found towards the end of our relationship, I went into a depression and I didn't want to be here anymore. And with time, I've learned to look at that moment, because to me it was very clear. I was so in love with this person, so in love. And I thought we were going to grow old together, and we were going to have a dozen kids together and all of that, and we were both on the same page. He wanted to get married, he wanted to have kids. Like, it wasn't like I was on that page and he was on a different page. No, we were both on the same page. But what always stood out to me was that if the love that we're yearning for is in another partner, how could I have gone through that depression when I was with him? Why did I feel so empty inside? Why did I feel like my love didn't matter? At the time, there was this feud between that partner and my mum, and they were fighting over control. Basically, this was what it was all about. Who had control over me? My mum didn't want to let go of control, and neither did he. And I was stuck in the middle. And, it was constant. The fighting was constant, and I'd had enough, because I was like, what am I? You seem to think that you own me, and you seem to think that you own me, and what am I to you guys? I'm not a possession. I'm a person. I am a being. Anyway, so all of this was going on, but that always stuck in my head after we broke up. I broke up with this partner. And the reason, and I have mentioned it in many videos prior, the reason I broke up with him, because I believed I wasn't good enough for him. And that feeling unworthy of being with the love of my life was too painful. I couldn't stand another day of feeling that way. I couldn't stand it. So it got to a point where I was just, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. And I broke up with him. And I spent a long time thinking that was a mistake. I should never have let him go. What did I do? What have I done? But as I got older, that always stuck with me. If he was the love of my life, why did I have that depression? Why did I feel so unloved, or that my love wasn't worth anything when I was with him in that relationship? And I'm sure there's many of you out there that can relate to what I'm talking about. That even though you are in a loving relationship, and even though you love each other very much, there's no doubt of the love that you have for each other. There's a loneliness inside. There's something that still feels like that's not it. That's not it. The love that you're searching for. So moving on now to my husband. For many, many years with my husband, I had that same feeling. I felt alone. I felt separate. And as much as I loved him and he loved me, I still felt unloved. Felt. Because another person can't make you feel loved. They can't. I've been watching this with my parents my whole life. My dad adores my mum, and my mum adores my dad. And yet when I look at my mum and I look in her eyes, every time I feel unloved within her. And that's where I got it from. Because we pass on to our kids what we are being inside, energetically, what is going on inside of us. We pass that on because it's who we're being. And it's the experience we came to have. So for those of you out there scratching your heads, I've got everything. Because this was me after my daughter was born. I'm thinking, well, I have my daughter now. I have this gorgeous husband that, you know, I can do whatever I want. I'm not restricted in any way. I've always been able to do what I want to do. When I started writing the books, he didn't get in the way. You know, he's never said, don't do that. Why are you doing that? I don't give you permission to do that. He's never done any of that. He never steps in the way. We both have that freedom with each other. You know, that you do what you want to do because this is your life and I'll do what I want to do. But we're together, you know. Do what you want to do in the sense of, you know, if there's something you want to learn, if there's something you want to pursue in terms of, you know, you really want to do that, then do it. Like writing the books, like creating the YouTube videos, like all of this sort of stuff. You know, he's done his own of his sort of stuff. You know, wood turning was one of them at one stage. So whatever he's had a passion for that he wants to learn, he does that too. You know, we're very similar in that sense. And he was the first being that I saw myself in him. I'd never had that experience before. But my husband was the first being that I began to see, oh my God, that's me, that's me, that's me. I'm so him, you know, in so many ways. I could see myself in him. And I'd never had that experience before. I couldn't see myself in others. And then, of course, later I could see myself in my daughter. But I'd already had that experience with him. One day, talking to him, I thought, oh my God, that's so me. I am so you. We're so the same in so many ways. You know, I could see his beautiful heart. And I knew it was the same as mine. So, my beautiful beings, this is the information that they want to bring through in this video. The love you are looking for is not out there. It's not in a partner. It's not in your children. Because that was another myth for me. That when I have my daughter, I will be complete. My life will be a rainbow. I will be so loved by this being because she's my child. And in giving her all my love, she'll give me all her love. And that's it. That's what I believed. Done. I am finally loved. Finally. And that wasn't it either. All of these things are outside of you. And they're all pointing you back to you. No matter how much someone loves you, they cannot make you feel loved. If this is the experience you came to have, that you are unworthy of love, that you can't be loved, all of these things, it's the experience you came to have. To forget the beautiful love that you are. so that you can have this human experience. All of these relationships, your partner, your children, they're all reflecting back to you. This feeling unloved inside. They are a reflection of you. They have love for you. They're showing you that this love exists. This love is real. They have it for you. But they cannot make you feel it, because that's the experience you came to have. What does it feel like to not be love? And only you can wake up from this dream. Only you can wake up and see that you are the love. You are love. And when you remember that this is who you are, those relationships, they become so much more. Because in remembering that you are love, you are the love, you are spirit, you are unconditional, unwavering, unlimited love. When you remember, you see it everywhere. You see that this is what your partner is as well. You see that this is what your children are as well. They are this love. You see that this is what your parents are. And there is no more separation. So, my beautiful beings, is it time? For those of you who have been waiting for your partners to make you feel loved, to make you feel worthy, this is your moment to realize it's not their job. And this is a huge burden that we place on our loved ones when we have these expectations. It's your job to make me feel loved. It's a huge burden because only you have the power to give that to yourself. Only you. And until you do, they're always going to come up short. Your beings that you love so much in your life, they're always going to come up short. For many of you, you will find that these beings are challenging. They're challenging you. It's because they're trying to remind you that they are not the love you are looking for. It's not in them. They can love you, yes, they can. They can see your light. Yes, they can. They can tell you all day long, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yes, they can. But they can't make you feel it. Only you can do that. All right, my beautiful beings, so is it time? Is it time to remember that this is who I am? I am this love. I am this unconditional love that is in all things, always, in every moment. I am the love. So, my beautiful beings, May this video expand your heart and remind you, allow this to plant the seed within you and water it every day. I am the love. I am the love. I am the love that I am yearning for. I am. I approve of myself just as I am. I accept myself just as I am. I love myself just as I am. No conditions. All right, my beautiful beings. We love you guys so much. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And share these beautiful videos that they may reach others. Bye for now.